All right, hello people. I actually got a new little Chromebook today, and I'm gonna maybe try seeing about making videos on that. I like this camera that I have on my desktop computer. It's a separate camera. The one that's actually a part of the desktop computer sucks. But this one's pretty good for a cheap camera. I'm just, I'm a real slow study with anything like this, so um, I've mostly been sticking to my writing, which is what I wanted to tell you all about, is that I did go ahead and submit a story today. I wasn't sure that I was going to do it, but I was like, well, what the hell? Um, if they want it, they want it. If they don't, they don't. And if they don't, I'll use it for something else, I suppose. I was speaking to my son the other day about the fact that it's difficult for me to deal with the feedback I get with um, developmental edits and wanting to learn how to process that a little better so I can actually take it and use it as a tool rather than seeing it as some kind of proof that I'm a terrible writer, and maybe I am a terrible writer. I don't know for sure. That's in the eye of the beholder, I guess. I like the stuff I write, but a couple of the frequent, oh, I don't want to say derogatory exactly, but frequent. Um, this is something you should do something about it. Feedback um, is that I tend to not make myself clear, and well, that's a problem a lot of writers have, is we know what's going on, but we failed to get it out there so the person reading the story knows what's going on. And the second thing is that as a writer, I'm technically proficient, but my work can come off like I'm submitting an incident report. It doesn't have the proper emotion and that kind of stuff. Sometimes it's like, man, if I hear show don't tell one more time, I'm going to start throwing things. So, uh, gotta, figure out ways that that's going to take where I'm just not going to just go like, screw it, can't hear you. So, yeah, that's a big thing I wanted to talk about, is having gotten that out there. I got myself a appointment for a upright MRI procedure this coming Wednesday. I have to drive way the hell to South Denver to get to the place, but that's kind of my last ditch effort before what I have to do is go in and get IV sedation done to get the damn procedure. And I think that given the kinds of issues I'm having, that the upright MRI will actually reveal better exactly what's happening with the nerve anyway. I might have mentioned this before. forget what I mentioned last time. But no, I'm interested to try the camera on the Chromebook, because I can take that to different spots, and so you're not always just seeing either the dark or the blurring of the storage area, or, it's really great studio effects. Damn, I wouldn't hire me for filming something. God, that would be awful. Um, no, other than that, I would like to get back to promoting editing and um, editing services. Fortunately, I don't blither on when I'm editing. I'm actually pretty proficient with it. So, yeah, need to get back to promoting that. My son and I went to the food bank today and noticed there weren't as many, things like eggs, cheese. Not getting much of that. Got a half-gallon of milk, which was good to have that. And it's a lot of, canned goods mostly. I mean, I can put it to use and all, but yeah, we're just not seeing the same kind of thing with refrigerated and frozen food, and I don't know that that's going to get much better anytime in the near future. I've noticed, and it would be when I used to go to the general store to pick up a few things, sometimes pick up lunch there to bring home and stuff. And it used to be that my average spending there would be, around between $30 and $40. Well, now it's $50 to $60, and it's not like I'm suddenly buying a whole bunch more stuff. Um, it's really feeling the squeeze anyway. And just now this evening, I watched a movie where I have no idea why I didn't just shut it off. I just sat there staring at it in appallment. um, Sometimes I think these people were trying to put a good message out there that you need to be careful about your online activities, because not everybody out there is a good person, but just the way they carried out their plan is just like, oh my God, this. Well, I don't know. I guess they just wanted to not sugarcoat it, that really bad stuff can happen, especially to young women. So the name of the movie is Megan is Missing, and I'm not sure I could say I recommend it. It's very graphic. It's just like, God, I thought about turning it off a couple of times. I don't know, a lot of people like the Blair Witch Project. I'm not among them. Mostly I found it boring, but it kind of started that whole realism, shaky cam kind of thing, which I'm not a fan of. I guess I like my entertainment a little more polished than that, and look who's talking as I sit here in the dark not knowing how to produce a halfway decent video of myself even, but those are just my thoughts on it. That's just really not the kind of thing I'm into, or that I can have an appreciation for. Whereas I've gotten raked over the coals for injecting kind of too much realism into some of my stories. Now, the stories themselves is fantasy, horror, and whatever, but the fact is there are bad people out there who do terrible things, and I didn't depict any of it, overly realistically. I was like, yeah, we can't use this story, but we can use the one about the guy spying on women in intimate moments through his computer. And I'm just like, well, alrighty then, I'd rather racists who like their conquests too young didn't exist either, but they do. And as I said, I did not describe this character's actions in any kind of explicit detail. I just said this is how he was, and anyway, he gets eaten by an ancient space vampire at the end, so he gets his just desserts. But I've never published the story myself either, because we live in this time when kind of the least little thing, it can't be just a matter of, well, that's not my cup of tea. It's, I didn't like that, so I'm going to cancel you. I don't know. Anyway, I'm rattling on, which is something I'm good at, but along in here I'm going to try filming from the new Chromebook. I wasn't up to trying any other new stuff today, so I just left it at this. But yeah, I'm feeling better, writing some more stories. I'm hoping to get back into my universe, writing the stuff where it's, writing for me. I'm my audience. I watch a lot of these webinars about finding your target audience. Well, I'm not sure who that is other than me. With some of this stuff. But anyway, so wishing you all peace. If you don't have a strong stomach, don't watch that movie I mentioned. I kind of wish I hadn't. Find something else to watch maybe, so I don't have nightmares. Anyway, good talk, and hopefully I'll have it a little more together next time I do this. Bye.